public face, then you're gonna know but stress. Cause I done fed up, you done fed up, he done fed up, she done fed up, we done fed up, the people fed up. You're hiding corruption inside the cup, look how evil set up. The people fed up. They done drive no fair with the citizen. They may want the people speak out. Freedom of speech done gone inside the gutter. Knock off when you open your mouth. Discrimination in entertainment, and you're talking about one Guyana. When the Ministry of Culture keep the big shows, one set of girls and banner. Cause I done fed up, you done fed up, he done fed up, she done fed up, we done fed up, the people fed up. You're hiding corruption inside the cup, look how evil set up. The people fed up. Every picture you take and promise you make, everything you do is about clouds. Then you come into me for I shake your hand, there's nothing to smile about. Corruption inside every sector, but when it comes to them, they send you. Try investigate efficiency, right? Go talk to Baratans too. Cause I done fed up, you done fed up, he done fed up, she done fed up, we done fed up, the people fed up. You're hiding corruption inside the cup, look how evil set up. The people fed up. Fed up on the dirty water, low pressure, want scream and tell somebody. Imagine 1500 US and they're telling me super salary. I done fed up on the unemployment racism and the lie they say one Guyana. Cause when you look where the oil money going, circulate with one set of banner. Cause I done fed up, you done fed up, he done fed up, she done fed up, we done fed up, the people fed up. You're hiding corruption inside the cup, look how evil set up. The people fed up.
All right, the people fed up indeed. I'm sorry that I was late. I'm late for tonight's program. I was late. I came at the studio and the gate was locked. You guys know I'm speaking the truth. The gate was locked. I came on time and the gate was locked. And so I need to talk to you guys about that. We'll be back right after these few messages. So spread the word, share the link. Gate locked. For Guyana.
Yeah, my name is Jacinti Caldata Francis Vietnam. And since 1965, I become a voter. And I always place my X next to the cup. And what they are doing today, I can't take it. So I have no more vote to give to PPP anymore. I'm not going to vote anymore no more. If they have to lose by one vote, they're losing it by data.
In all the regions and everything, don't make me fun. Where is the PS? Where is the PS? At the gate. He's at the gate because he came after 5:30. That's why he's at the gate. Because he came after 5:30. Who is the other technical staff in this ministry?
Sit there and fabricate that. Unless you say who the person is, I can't comment on anonymous people.
Okay, well, let's talk about specific individuals. What is your relationship with Mr. Su Jurong?
Su? Oh, Su? My relationship? Nothing. He's a tenant.
Today, I'd like to talk about the harm and disastrous impact the current Vice President of Guyana, Bharat Jagdeo, has brought upon the people of Guyana. Everything he has done has been for his own benefit, never thinking about the well-being of the people or taking any action to improve their lives. Instead of helping the common people live a decent life, he has abused his power from 1999 to 2024 to embezzle at least billions of dollars of public funds, possibly even more. The ordinary people have suffered from unfair treatment and a disastrous quality of life because of him. He's a truly corrupt and evil person, using his special status to commit countless harmful acts against Guyana, all for his own gain. He even has a massive fortune in China, worth billions of dollars, all taken from the people's wealth. Today, I hope everyone becomes aware of his corruption. Let's come together, unite, and help the people of Guyana start a new chapter for a better future.
start a new chapter for a better future. A new chapter for a better future. Now let's begin, and good night to all of you. Hope you had a great weekend and Veterans Day for those who served in the military. Salute to all of you, every single one of you. You know, we have lots of relatives and friends who served in the military. Some of you may be in the audience. And when I talk about the military, I'm not talking about the Salvation Army, but even if you served in the Salvation Army, you worked in the Salvation Army, and you want to consider yourself a veteran, it's okay. So, because somebody said they did 15 years of work at the Salvation Army. I wasn't referencing that, but it's okay. Don't want to discriminate against anybody. If you're late for this program, starting tomorrow, if you are late for this program, we will lock the gate on you. I repeat, we start at 8:30. We expect you to be here at 8:30. If not, we will lock the gate on you. I repeat, if you're late for this show, I'm not bothered about any other show, whether it's David Hines, whether it's Wayne Caesar, whether it's Kadaki, whether it's Duncan. It doesn't matter. Or whether you tune in the mornings to, who's it, Hollingsworth or whomever. It doesn't matter. If they accept you guys late, it's okay. If you tune in to Norman Brown, if they accept you late, that's their prerogative. We will not accept anyone who is later than 8:30. Anything after 8:30, we will lock up on this show. You can walk into Paul Slow's program late, whatever it is, but not this program. I repeat, not this program. I hope you guys get the message loud and clear.
In all the regions and everything, don't make me fun. Where is the PS? Where is the PS? At the gate. He's at the gate because he came after 5:30. That's why he's at the gate. Because he came after 5:30. Who is the other technical staff in this ministry?
But seriously, guys, seriously, what are your thoughts on that? I'll be reading some of your comments. What are your thoughts on that? 5:30 meeting, 5:30, bright and early in the morning, 5:30 in the morning. And guess what? Irfan Ali is out there, 5:30 in the morning. I don't know. Let's listen. Something is. Let's take a listen. Priya Manichan, look. Al Shamaud gone.
Charles Ramjajan contracting. And he have no representative in Georgetown? Really? Human construction. That is what y'all taking the excuses from these people all the time. How does collect payment? At the region? How do they collect payment, PS?
Yeah, look,
Answer
Priya.
hard. I want the country to hear.
Check Priya.
They come to the Ministry of Education to collect payment, but they can't come to a meeting where they're behind on project.
What are your thoughts, guys? Come on.
Human Construction Services. Were they invited? Okay. Making notes, eh? Antrac Engineering. So, engineer, you try to get Antrac, and y'all can't get a contractor? No, put your hands down properly and speak to me, man.
Put your hands down properly and speak to me, man. I mean, seriously, is this what Guyana turned to? Some of these Pacus blame Bornum. They said Bornum used to get people picking coconut at Hope I Hope Estate. But this guy wakes these guys who have been doing, I'm sure, a lot of wrong things and corruption with the procurement board and the awarding of contracts where they're giving it to friends and cronies. As we say in Guyana, these things were bound to happen. They were expected, they were predicted. Corruption galore. Ministers got 4 or 5 contracts and companies, their friends, their cronies, their concubines, every single one. And you can't tell me that Irfan Ali, 4+ years after, now he realizes what's happening under his installed regime. Corruption galore. But to say that you want to have a meeting at what time? A meeting at 5:30 in the morning, guys. Come on, we know there's some old timers here who probably went to Hope Estate and all these things. But at 5:30 in the morning, you have to get up all of the quote unquote ministers and the permanent secretaries, and all of these folks had to go there. And then if it is 5:30, the gate is shut. But these are the same people who like to say Burnham was a dictator and this buddy was a dictator and all manner of things. I have never seen these sort of things in my entire 82 years on this earth. 82 years on this earth. I have never witnessed such a thing coming from someone who sits there as a president of any country. Maybe in North Korea, these things happen. Maybe in other countries, these things happen where there is no democracy. But here you have a quote unquote president is calling on his ministers, calling on everyone, the permanent secretary and these people to attend a meeting at 5:30 in the morning to embarrass all of them. And I'll tell you what, all of them were embarrassed. And I'm sure that all of them called Jagdeo afterwards. All of them called and complained. Now, hey, look, we understand that Irfan was installed. Keep embarrassing them, Irfan. Keep embarrassing them. Forget about you being embarrassed or you're embarrassing yourself. I like this style. I like it. Call them out. Expose them. Expose your regime. Expose yourselves. Embarrass them. Call them out. I like how Priya Manikchan, she looked as though she just got up, rushed out. Anyways, I'm not knocking people if they don't have on makeup. But I'm sorry, sorry, Roxanne Best and all of you guys, Miss Booker, you guys don't set me up. But all of them, they were embarrassed because they couldn't believe what was just happening to them. And I say, come on, Irfan, dig it to them. Come on, Irfan, come on. You know, I like this. I like it. You know, I've attended some a few circuses in my life. But I tell you guys this, I like this circus. I love this circus. Every single day is a circus. Every single day is a kya, kya, kya. Every single day. And when I watched it this morning, I wanted to call in sick. I didn't want to go to work. I wanted to call my boss and say, Emma, I can't make it to my babysitting work this morning. My basement is cold. Ooh, I can't leave, you know, and all manner, but I didn't. I couldn't do it. But this is fun for me. I don't know about you guys, but I'm having fun, right? I am having fun, and here's why.
You spoke to him yesterday, and you invited him to the meeting. So, P.S., how you said you can't get in contact with him, and look, your engineer is right here saying he spoke to him. Look, your engineer, this is an engineer. He's not working outside the ministry. Did he report to you? You don't report to y'all? You're the head of the engineering department. Did he report to you? So imagine the president is calling a meeting in national interest to deal with all of these contractors who have delays. And nobody will sit with the staff to check on this. It's absolute. If the engineer contacted him, then it's clear he has no interest.
Hey guys, take a look. Take a look at Ropes and Ben's face. Look, I don't care what you guys say. This here, all of them, every one of them, folks, every one of them got caught off guard. Every single one of them. Look Priya's face. And look, this guy with a laptop. He might as well just call his laptop a desktop, because look at what's happening there, right? Check Robeson Ben. Look at Robeson Ben. He's looking like some guy on a cereal box or something. But take a look at Robeson Ben. Take a look at that minister, quote unquote minister, next to the guy in the yellow shirt. All of them, every single one of them were embarrassed. They couldn't, this is what Irfan Ali did there. Irfan Ali showed Jagdeo who is the boss, who is in charge. He is going to call all of them and show them who is the boss. Look, this is why I got to say, I like what Irfan did here. Not only is he embarrassing everybody, forget about embarrassing himself. I like this. Take it to them, Irfan. Take control of your installed government. Take away control from Bara Jagdeo. Show them who wears the pants now. Come on, Irfan. This was fun. Look at the face. Look at their faces. Look at Robeson. Look at Kwame. Lips. Lippy. Check at Zulfikar Mustafa. Look at that shinehead one. Ejil. Ramson Jr. The other minister sitting next to him. Robeson Ben looks as though he's constipated. He's sitting there like, right, good night to you guys. This is fun. Have you guys seen Priya look at Priya. Oh, Priya. Priya looks different early in the morning without makeup and proper hairdo. But one of the things, though, Priya ensured that she got there before 5:30. Otherwise, the gate would have been shut. This is comedy nonstop. If you want comedy, don't pay for no comedy show on whatever the networks. Don't pay. This is real comedy, guys. Real comedy. I don't know about you guys, but I could play this all night. But we can talk about the contractors. Most of these contractors are related to ministers, officials. Officials get contracts. One guy got 2 companies. He bidded for those 2 companies. They're behind on their work. All manner of things. And this is corruption. If I had my way, forget about the guy with a laptop close to his belly. Like I've said, he might as well just call it a desktop. All of these individuals, including the contractors, all of them, I would have sent to Camp Street Prison. Every single one of them. Because this here, for the most part, it is corruption. You can't tell me that some of those permanent secretaries are not in on the money, in on the corruption. Obviously, you see Kwame face? Is bare corruption you see him. Remember, he's a convict, right? Good. Bare corruption. Look at Zulfikar. Bare corruption on his face. Look at the one that calls himself a bishop. Bare corruption written all over his head. Poor Ramson Jr. looks like he wants to cry. Oh, and then that female minister next to Ramson, whatever her name is. I think Sonia something. And the poor guy in the yellow shirt, he is probably wondering, why did he get up so early? Why he got up so early? This is the biggest embarrassment I have seen in my entire 80-something years on this earth. Robeson Ben is embarrassed. If Robeson could drink a bottle of Gramazone right now, he will do it. But let's get back to Priya. Oh, Priya. How many of you feel sorry for Priya? Come on. Not because she doesn't have on makeup. How many of you guys feel sorry for Priya? You can be honest. We know she's watching. How many of you guys feel sorry for Priya? I don't. How many of you guys feel sorry for Priya? Christopher Chichester says he doesn't feel sorry for none of them. None. Sharon James, how are you doing? Akutra, my friend Akutra. How many of you guys feel sorry for Priya? How many of you guys feel sorry for Robeson Ben? How many of you guys feel sorry for Lip Kwame, who got deported from a small island for a whole host of stuff, maybe prostitution, all sort of things? How many of you guys feel sorry for Zulfikar Mustafa? Of all persons, Zulfikar Mustafa? Don't tell me you guys are not sorry for Robeson Ben. I can't figure out who Robeson Ben looks like with his hair slicked back like that. That's certainly not Vaseline. Maybe it's what's that oil? PDD. They found PDD with a set of oil. Was it Baby Johnson and Johnson? Well, Johnson and Johnson probably using Ben Johnson. Well, Ben and Ben oil. All right, let's continue here. This is an embarrassment, but it's fun.
KNS General Construction. You're a consultant and you're unable to make contact with your contractor. Do you have a staff on the site supervising this project? Did your staff work yesterday? And the contractor work yesterday? What time the consultant was informed? Yes. What time you spoke with the consultant? Speak now, because that is why I want everybody to hear. Tell me what time you spoke with the consultant, because what is happening here is a reflection of poor work. The lying from the consultants, the missing of deadlines, is just for one meeting is a reflection of their approach to the work on the ground. That is why you're having delays. You're telling me you're a consultant. You're supposed to be on the site every day. Yesterday, your consultant, your staff, and the contractor was on the ground together working, and you can't get a message to them as a consultant? That is KNS. What is the name of this consultancy? Huh? Origin?
All right, guys, hear what? Let's take it for a moment and analyze this whole thing. This is a setup. Here why, in my opinion, here why I think it's a setup. These so-called ministers knew what Irfan Ali was going to do this morning. They want to find a way out to eliminate these contractors, these so-called contractors, most of them. And how do they find a way to eliminate them? Is to call a meeting and suss them out, as they say. Call a meeting. And don't think for a moment that the ministers don't know. They know. And so they call a meeting because they want to take the contracts away from these so-called contractors. It is a way to take the contracts away from them. These are the very people, the so-called ministers and the PS. They gave those contracts to their friends and their cronies. And because they are way behind on their deadline in completing the contract, Irfan Ali, they sat and they cooked this whole thing up. You cannot tell me that these so-called ministers were caught with their pants down and makeup off. This was a plan to get the contractors and to get to some of the permanent secretaries and some others. This did not happen without prior knowledge of the ministers. That is just my opinion. I don't know how many of you guys share that, but that's just what I think. They knew this was a plan. Oh, oops. Check Robeson. Not Robeson, Ben. Check Ramson's face. Check Ramson's face. He vexed. That's what you call a screw face. Take a look at it. That's what you call a screw face. Well, now, I take back some of what I said there. Maybe some of them knew, but not all of them. But some of them actually look vexed and embarrassed. So one, like Zulfikar knew what was going on. And I can bet my last 50 cents that Irfan Ali didn't embarrass Zulfikar. Read between the lines. Irfan Ali did not embarrass Zulfikar as he addresses him as Zulfi. Zulfi knew exactly what was going on. And I wouldn't be surprised if both Irfan Ali, Zulfikar Mustafa, they take a nice trip to Iran, because you know they're friends with Iran, right? You know Irfan Ali loves Iran, right? And Zulfikar Mustafa, they love Iran. We'll get back to that some other time. But take a look at what's going on here. Take a look at what's going on here, guys. Like, look, there's nothing else for me to discuss other than just have fun. This is real fun, but serious fun. And unfortunately, this is where Guyana is at this point in time. Take a look at Priya's face. Let's body language here. Priya is looking at Irfan, and we can do it in Hindi. She is basically saying, look at this, well, not crass, but look at this Qatar boy. This what is core. He wake me up from me bed early morning. 5:30 in the morning, this Qatar woke me up. Eh? He embarrassing me? Instead for him to get up at 5:30 and hit the gym, or hit Charlie, or hit the gym. 5:30 days where he brought me. Some of them are upset. They are embarrassed. They're very upset. Look at Robeson. Ben can't even look in the direction of Massa. He can't. If he looks in the direction of Massa, Massa will send him behind Freedom House to pick cotton. Just like where they have Mark Phillips right now, picking cotton.
Organson and son. So this ministry made contact with nobody. This ministry none of the contractors can stand up to now from this ministry. That is why we're where we are. You're the consultant again. You can't make contact with the contractor.
We didn't make contact with the contractor. Right? The contractor himself is out of the country, but he promised to have a representative. I'm not able to say where the representative is. But we didn't make contact with him.
So let me explain to you how project management goes, because I did it myself.
Now, a man who can't tell us where he did his first degree or his second degree, and he did project management. So he's going to lecture them. And look at Priya's face. Wait a minute. You lecturing me, a lawyer? That is what, look at her. Guys, look at her facial expression. Look at Ramson's junior facial expression. Look at Edgil. Well, his face is always constipated. He look bilious. Look at their facial expression. Take a look at all of them. They are embarrassed. Look at Sonia Ragnat or whatever, Parang. Look at her facial expression. She is upset. Look at the gentleman with the yellow shirt. I'm not making mockery of the brother or anything, but, obviously he's upset, whoever he is. But he's upset. Look at Robeson Ben. We ain't done yet, guys. We ain't done yet. We now start.
By the state to represent our interests. You came understanding that the president has a meeting this morning. I called this meeting at 5:30. not because I don't have anything to do. It's because of the concern that I have for these projects that are more than 4 months behind schedule. You came, what time did you come to the meeting? You're the consultant. You're supposed to be here before the contractor. And if you had any courtesies or even any respect for your own capability, the first thing you'd have done was to check if your contractors are here. And did you call him? No. You came this morning, you checked. Did you check this morning? Did you call him this morning when you came here and did not see him? So that is the point I'm making. It's a laissez-faire approach to this work. You're the consultant. You came this morning. You did not see the contractor who is supposed to be here under your supervision. You didn't pick up the phone and call. R&D engineering service. Yeah, another contractor in this sector. Where's this contractor engineer? And it's the same consultant. It is clear. It's the same consultant. The same consultant, the same problem, you can't make contract. I'm sure you're not on the site doing the work.
Mr. President, they aren't currently on site doing any work, so we were unable to reach out to our representative. This morning.
But you all submit this to me. But this information on those who are 4 months behind, the contractors, was submitted to me by your ministry, Priya Manichan. You had preview to this, Priya Manichan. And you should have said in your preview to this that the contractor is not behind. Supreme Contracting. No, representative is there. AS Construction. Who is AS Construction? Why is AS not here? What?
So His Excellency is construction. When I spoke with him yesterday, he said he would be here, but he was coming out of Guyana.
Is this contract terminated?
Yes, His Excellency.
So why is this on the list? If it's terminated, it's terminated. No. These people who are bidding, and let me say this very clearly, who are bidding just low to get the contract and can't complete the contract, there is nothing like forfeiting the contract. There is something called forfeiting the bond. And I hope the accounting officers are doing that.
That's a lie. Here's what's going on. When they bid for a contract and they bid low, let me see how many of you smart ones in the audience, and I know we have tons of you who are smart. You're smart because y'all didn't go to IFLAT University. Why do you think that these guys go and they bid? Some of them are connected to the ministers. Some of them are connected to officials of the PPP regime. And most of them, the corruption is through the ministers and the permanent secretaries. But why do you think a company goes and deliberately bid lower than what the cost is? No, it's 2 and 2. Come on, you guys get a pen. Grab a pen. Do the math. This is a classroom. If Dr. Hines thinks that he has classroom and Officer Paul Slow believe that they get, this is our classroom here. This is our classroom. Good night to David Hines, Dr. Hines. Good night to Senior Policeman Paul Slow. Good night to all of you guys. I hope you tune into their programs as well. I think Mr. Slow has something tomorrow. Do tune into their programs. So here is why they bid low. They bid low because they will deliberately delay the contract. And once you delay the contract, guess what? The permanent secretary is going to request more money. So you hurry up and you bid low. You delay the contract by 2 months, 3 months, and you make a request for more money. And that is how they get the contracts, guys. That is how they get the contract. You guys are smart, very smart. So if a contract costs, let's say, 50 million, someone is going to go because they're connected to either the PS or the minister, and they are going to go and they're going to bid for the contract, and they are going to bid low. $5 million low, $10 million low, because they know they will get that back. It is a part of corruption. That is what is happening. I know not a lot of y'all didn't really realize what was going on, you know. They bid low and they deliberately stall the project up, because that is where the corruption is. If you don't stall the project up, how are you going to get money to finish it up? So if you got a contract for 100 million and you stall it up, you will get another $50 million or another $100 million to complete it. So if you take a contract and you finish that contract in 2 months, you ain't making no money. So the more you drag it on, the more you drag it out, the more money you will make. It's corruption, guys. Why do you think those guys in Linden, Kashif and Shanghai, why you think Shanghai and all these guys, they got a contract for about $200 million and then they drag it out? Material price gone up, workers price never go up, but just material price gone up, all manner of things gone up, but not the workers. They're underpaying the workers, overpaying the companies where they are forced to go and purchase these materials from, companies that are connected to the PPP regime. So the PPP gave Kashif and Shanghai a contract in Linden and Hits and Jams. Gave them a contract in Linden, but they also say to them, guess what? You don't buy material from anybody in Linden. You could buy Marby and Polari and $200 black pudding and plantain chips in Linden. But you're going to go to their people who are connected to the PPP, to buy the materials, even if it's all the way in Georgetown, all the way on the Susdike, Linden Highway. That's where the corruption is. Right, Commissioner Cole? Right, Eon Harry, Desiree Chapman, and all you guys, Hazel Johnson? That's where the corruption is. So when Irfan Ali calls a meeting and say, I want to see you guys at 5:30, theatrics. 5:30, because he wants to show nothing else in home at that time to do in the morning, but he wants to show you guys that he is doing something. It took him 4.5 years to realize that these were the problems. Look at Critic or whatever he calls himself. This guy, they gave him scores of contracts. Why no permanent secretary or no minister was able to tell he, hey, get your uneducated, inexperienced arse down there at 5:30? Why? That is why I'm saying to you guys that this is a farce. This is actually a show. These guys, this reminds me of a movie, one of those Indian movies that I've watched. And, you know, I love watching Indian movies. Oh, guy, nobody could watch an Indian movie more than me. And then I fell in love with Nollywood, those African moods as well, right? But in this movie here, today that we saw, this guy, Irfan Ali, looks like Amjad Khan. And for those of you who know Amjad Khan and those guys in the movies, of course, Priya looks like Tun Tun. but we're going to get into that some other time. And so this is a movie. It's comical, but it's also high-class robbery that's going on here right now. Take a listen.
Contracting and putting in a bid is serious business. Because when you don't complete the work, you're holding up an entire nation. So you can't bid at a price you can't do the work and then believe you can just forfeit the work. It don't happen like that.
Oh my gosh. Look at, I don't know how you guys are feeling, but I wouldn't like to be in that place. I'm glad it's actually outdoors. I'm actually glad it's outdoors and not indoors for a specific reason. Just imagine everybody, every one of them doing the silencer. And y'all know what the silencer right there, every single one of them. This is what you call pressure. Pressure. They couldn't take it. Pressure. Everyone left sharp. It's like you think for a moment you're in North Korea, right? But pressure. Look at them. Intense. All of them. If a pin fall on the ground right now, you would hear it. But I can just imagine the silences. Psst. Psst.
Like that.
Check ropes and bend. What he just did there. Check ropes and bend. Check Anand Prasad. Check Kroll next to them. 1, 2, 3. They are uncomfortable. Ropes and Ben is sweating. His belly is coming out. Look at what's happening, guys. This is serious stuff. Irfan Ali could have been charged with homicide and all these things because a lot of these guys could have just fainted or probably die of heart attack or from holding in whatever they wanted to let out, but they just had to hold it in. The pressure was too much, guys. Do you recognize any of them there, these contractors? I don't know what's going on, but Guyana is gone, guys. It is gone. I have never seen this country, Guyana, the way it is. Look at some of the contractors. I know a couple of them from Camp Street. Oh, them guys are contractors. All right. It's okay. You can still come out from Camp Street and make life. Right? You know what I mean?
Sing and Son. Gemcorp Engineering.
This guy looked like Mahipal.
Where's Gem?
This guy looked like Ganesh Mahipal. Somebody tag Ganesh Mahipal and tell him his name is calling. Somebody tag Ganesh Mahipal and tell them that his name is calling. Please tag Ganesh Mahipal right now. We know that this is not Ganesh, but tag Ganesh Mahipal. Please tell him we want to know whether he knows this guy or they are related. For a moment, I thought it was Ganesh Mahipal, but it's not Ganesh Mahipal. But Ganesh, tell us.
Who's the consultant? Who? You're engineer, so what is the position with Gemcorp?
Your Excellency, there's no consultant. There's internal management. We have an engineer.
And did you make contact with the contractor?
The engineer that dealing with the supervision of that project would have made contact.
This is what is happening. The passing of blame. You're the lead engineer. All your engineers are under you. You're the head of the projects department. And that is what collapses the system. No one taking responsibility.
No one takes responsibility. Absolutely no one is taking responsibility. Well, Irfan, the same can be said about you. You don't take responsibility for what's happening in the country. High cost of living, unemployment is high. All these things happening in the country. People are starving. People want a raise of pay. They just don't get that. But yet you want these folks to take responsibility for their incompetence. But when are you going to take responsibility for your incompetence, Irfan Ali? When?
passing the buck. That is why, as president, I have to meet with these contractors now. Small projects.
So you have to meet with all, you have to meet with contractors. I don't know, what's the sense you have ministers? You have 2 ministers in almost every ministry. You have a minister, junior minister of local government, junior minister of this, junior minister of that, and yet you're saying they're all incompetent, and now you have to meet with contractors. Now remember, I said to you guys earlier that this is a trick, right? To get rid of these contractors, because they have some contractors in Region 2. They have some contractors in Region 3, where Irfan Ali is from. But he's not going to rein those individuals in who are connected to him. No, he's not going to do that at all. And so right now he's saying he has to manage the contractors. In other words, he is going to take control because he knows that the ministers, they're corrupt. The permanent secretaries, they're corrupt. Some engineers are corrupt and so forth. Irfan knows what he's doing. It's all about the money and not efficiency. Nothing to do with that at all. It's all about the Benjamin.
A million things to do because of the blame game, the passing of the buck. That is why I asked, the first question I asked, whether the project engineers are here. You hear the excuse now? Not me as the lead engineer. I give it a task to a project engineer. And did he report to you?
Yes, we spoke last night and we spoke several things on the project updates.
No. What did he inform the contractor to be here?
Your Excellency, that was not related to me.
So imagine your single instruction was to get the contractors here. You spoke to him on several matters last night and you didn't ask. This is a man under your supervision. This is what you all are accepting in this ministry. You didn't ask this person under you whether the man was invited to the meeting. As president, I have the presence of mind to understand that I have to ask you this, but you didn't ask. Yes, you see the problem you have? Your problems start in-house. There's a total lack of commitment. I'm being very frank. Today, I'm not here to massage anything. Priya, you see your problem? A total lack of commitment. And if y'all continue to allow it, we won't get any success. All the contractors that was invited from your sector, one is here.
Priya, did you hear? Priya, your name is calling. You like to post, you like to blog, but nothing from you today, Priya. We all know why. It was an embarrassing moment for you, right, Priya? You've never been lectured to or embarrassed like this in your entire, well, at one time in your life, I know you were embarrassed, but more than one time. But this here, it takes the cake, guys.
Next ministry.
We'll take a break. We got to take a break. Next ministry. Here why it's important that this incompetent catfish regime has to go. Auntie Data, tell them.
Yeah, my name is Jasiti Kaldata from City, Vietnam. And since 1965, I become a voter. And I always place my X next to the cup. And what they are doing today, I can't take it. So I have no more vote to give to PPP anymore. I'm not going to vote anymore no more. If they have to lose by one vote, they're losing it by data.
There and fabricate that. Unless you say who the person is, I can't comment on anonymous people.
Okay, well, let's talk about specific individuals. What is your relationship with Mr. Sujurong?
Su? Oh, Su?
In all the regions and everything, don't make me fun. Where is the PS? Where is the PS? At the gate. He's at the gate because he came after 5:30.
The PS is at the gate, right? The PS is at the gate. Let's continue, guys. And good night to all of you. If you're now joining us and you're wondering what's happening here, at 5:30 Guyana time this morning, Irfan Ali called a meeting with all of his ministers. Well, most of them turned up, permanent secretaries and other relevant officials, engineers and so forth, and contractors. But notice one of the most, it is said, that's public perception of Critic being one of the most corrupt so-called contractor in Guyana. Critic is not there, and Critic is said to be behind most of his contracts. Most of it. Incompetent, uneducated, inexperienced. That is what it is. So Irfan Ali might be lecturing to the wrong set of people, right? What about the big contractors? What about the ones who are getting hundreds of millions of dollars in contracts? What about the ones who are getting billions of dollars in contracts? You don't see them here. You just don't see them this morning at all, right? They have big contractors. Do you think he's going to lecture? He's going to talk to those big contractors like that? No. He's not going to do it. And so these small-time contractors, he decides now that he's going to call them to lecture them and embarrass them. Where are the big contractors? Hundreds of millions of dollars, billions of dollars. Where are those contractors? You want to embarrass these small guys, right? Well, they look for it anyways. Let's continue, guys.
Ministry of Local Government. The contractor for the city hall. This is the only contract you have behind schedule in all the regions and everything. Don't make me fun. Where is the PS?
What did Irfan? Was he threatening these guys? Don't make me what, Irfan? This guy is sitting there as the, well, of course, installed as the president of Guyana, and this is how he's behaving. This is what he's doing to these guys, humiliating them. I mean, I know earlier I said they should be in camps. That's a little bit of humor. But these guys are also human beings, right? But of course, they feel that they got to suck up to the PPP and get little contracts and so forth and so on. But these guys are embarrassed. Now they understand what the PPP is all about, right? I hope you guys get the message. And I hope you guys do like Auntie Data and never vote for the PPP again. Because under Granger's administration, this would have never happened. Or maybe any other administration, it would have never happened. There's decency, there's class from those individuals. But not these pacos. Look at how they're embarrassing these people. Look at this guy in this tight shirt. He's so embarrassed that, and they're upset. These guys are upset. And quietly, they're going to curse Irfan Ali. They're going to say he's a Nimakaram, he's a Katahar, he's a Korhi, he's a Chamar, he's a Terekabur, Nanika Choror, and all manner of things they're going to say. They're going to curse him. All of them left this morning cursing Irfan Ali.
Yes. At the gate. He's at the gate because he came after 5:30. That's why he's at the gate. Because he came after 5:30. Who's the other technical staff in this ministry? You're the head of the engineering department? Huh?
I'm the project manager of City Hall.
So you don't have any other engineers in this ministry? Oh, he's at the gate with the PS too. The head of the engineer is at the gate with the PS. That is why these projects can't complete. The gating. What is the name of the PS? No, I announce it at the country.
Announce it?
Miguel Chukan. What is the name of the engineer? What? Satrahan Knott.
Satrahan Knott.
And I want you to be clear with me, Minister, the two ministers. You're saying to me that in none of the regions you have any contract that is beyond 4 months, that is 4 months beyond the project.
Anand Prasad, Sonia Parag, you can just imagine what's going through their minds right now. Corruption in these ministries galore. No one can tell me that these quote-unquote minister or ministers, they don't know what's going on. None of them can tell me that. They don't know. And you see some of them in this thing, they get 1 and 2 snitches, you know. They're the ones they're telling Irfan Ali, some of them telling Irfan Ali exactly what's going on. Exactly what's going on. This is fun, guys. Listen to what's happening here now. Listen. So Priya is smiling because Priya chance, Priya time done now. So now it's Parag and Anand Prasad.
Indeed. Because if I ever find it, any project in the region, 4 months, I want you all to answer carefully.
Look, Sonia breathe. She pull up her chest. Facial expression. She vex. Passion.
Beyond this completion date, I will say the 2 ministers confirm that there's none. Okay. I don't want to feel anything. I know what I'm saying. I want to know, I know what I'm saying, and I'm saying I'm going to hold the 2 of you accountable. Because if you're telling me that, I have to rely on my ministers.
Here what's going on here. One of them snitch on one. Parag, apparently, this is my opinion, mind you, snitch on Anand Prasad. Because Anand Prasad is closer to Jagdeo and Parag is closer to Irfan. So Irfan may have probably got some information from Parag, or Parag, whatever her name is, Sonia Parag, right? And so Irfan knew exactly what he was doing here. And Anand Prasad knew that he got caught with his pants down. Sonia snitched on Anand. Take a listen.
In the region, 4 months. I want you all to answer carefully. 4 months beyond this completion date, I will say the 2 ministers confirm that there's none. Okay. I don't want to feel anything. I know what I'm saying. I want to know, I know what I'm saying, and I'm saying I'm going to hold it.
I want to know, I know, I want, make up your mind here, fun. What you want?
Accountable. Because if you're telling me that, I have to rely on my ministers. Somebody call him in the REO of Region 6 for me.
Region 6 now.
So, somebody call the REO of Region 6 for me. Let's make some test case.
Zulfikar snitch on the REO, right? There's a bunch of snitching that's going on here right now, guys.
Ministry of Housing and Water.
Sheikh Bach.
Where is the head of the engineering department?
Where is Sheikh Bach? He's the one you got to call.
Yes. What time was the head of the engineering department invited here? And he's where? Oh, that is what y'all, that is why it is where it is.
He's not going to call Sheikh Bach.
What is the name of your of the head? I want you to announce it hard. Where is the head of GWI?
You wanted to say Sheikh Bach, you know. Where's the head of Sheikh Bach? Where is Sheikh Bach? I see some faces, and I never thought that they contractors. Look at these contractors, by Guyana really get the most contractors in the world. And they only chose those $2 million contractors, $5 million for dig little drain, $10 million for this, a little party, $50 million. But the billion-dollar contractors, you don't see them. The hundreds of million-dollar contractors, you don't see them. Them poor little 500,000 Guyana dollar contractors, 200,000 to clean little gutters. Where is Sheikh Bach? These folks. Guyana is a comedy show. Look, Ropes and Ben. Take a look at Ropes and Ben, guys.
Inform you as ministers now. I want you all to find out who gave you wrong report, because Port Moran School is behind schedule. More than 4.
If Port Moran School is behind schedule, not just the REO, Zulfikar Mustafa, ask who is the contractor for Port Moran Primary School, and you will get the answer. Who is the contractor for Port Moran Primary School? 4 months behind schedule. Zulfikar is the MP of that in that region. You have the REO, you have the regional chairman, and you're telling me that 4 months and now they are so concerned? When the school in Linden was behind for over a year and a half, did we see this sort of energy from Irfan Ali? No, we didn't. Guys, I'm saying to you again, read between the lines.
So I want the name of the person who, the technical staff, who misguided this meeting.
Sheikh Bach. Sheikh Bach. Who's that? Kush? Oh no, that's not Kush. Anybody see Kush in this audience?
I want to know who gave you all this information, the 2 ministers. So your head of project is not here. Your head of GWI is not here.
Critic is not there.
Speak to your performance, PS. Speak to your performance. You are responsible for this sector and the minister. Is this a normal occurrence, Minister? I want all these technical people who are not here to be written to before 6:30 this morning.
Before 6:30 this, y'all notice Irfan Ali took off his married ring? Sorry, we're not here to talk about that. But honestly, we're not here to talk about that. So let's continue, guys.
Erolal, Eagle Construction, Eagle, were they invited? You spoke to them, but you don't even know when last you spoke to the project director. You spoke to him 20 minutes ago. You spoke to the project director 20. P.S. You spoke to the project director 20 minutes ago. P.S. It's the wrong person you are bluffing. You spoke to the project director 20 minutes ago.
Oh yeah, I couldn't bluff a big bluff. Come on, these so-called ministers and all, man, and these officials. Oh yeah, I could bluff a big bluff. A man who bluffed his way through the 2020 election, sitting in a seat based on fraud, based on the fact that they were installed. How can you guys bluff a big bluff? Come on, you guys should know better.
No. Come on, man. Yeah, don't play semantics. Not this morning. I'm not in the mood. Did you speak to the project director 20 minutes ago? Did you speak to the project director? y'all hear that the PS told me that he spoke to him 20 minutes ago, right? Romel Construction.
Romel Rutnerine?
So none of your contractors here. But that's a reflection of what is happening. Because if the engineers are not turning up on time, the contractors will not turn up on time.
Who's that young lady at the back there that dreads like? Oh, knowing face. Check ropes and banner clothes. I don't know about you guys, but this is funny and it's not funny at the same time. But unfortunately, this is where Guyana is. And this is yet another example as to why the PPP needs to go. The PPP ought to be voted out of office. Be prepared for that, guys. And that is why it's important that you got to have also a clean voters list. You cannot have a list that is as bloated as the one that Claudette Singh is shielding on behalf of the PPP. We need a new voters list, and the list has to be purged. This is why we cannot have another 4 or 5 years of a corrupt regime, a regime that is in bed with terrorists, a regime that is in bed with money launderers and drug lords and so forth and so on. We just cannot, not another 5 years of these corrupt PPP vagabonds. No, no, no. This is too much, guys. I don't know about you, but this is too much.
If the consultant is not turning up on time, the contractors will not turn up on time. That is just how it works. It's a systemic cultural problem that must change. Ashley, this is the result you get on your monthly meeting. And I don't want semantics this morning.
You know, guys, you notice what's happening here now with Irfan, right? You guys notice what's going on here with Irfan, right? Put aside the theatrics and these things. Put aside that. Y'all notice something there about Irfan, right? It begins with P. We know it's associated with Irfan, of course. But we're talking about P for power. P for power. And that's what's happening here now. P for power. This guy has gotten so powerful. Just watch. Give him 2 months more and he's going to keep knocking Jack Day with his head. Give him 2 months more. 2 mornings more.
Yes or no? Is this the response?
There are instances where contractors don't come. I had that experience recently when I had a meeting with the Ministerial.
He just embarrassed Ashley Singh there, you know. Ashley Singh was just embarrassed. Look at that long mouth. And they like call people long mouth. This guy sitting down there, black, and he mouth long. And I don't know what kind of hairstyle is that, but he looks like Indar, right? These guys are they're going after Irfan. Look at the one that the Paku that stand up behind Ashley Singh. They call him Bugger Bumps. That's his nickname, Bugger Bumps. I can't remember his real name, but that's what they call him in Essequibo, Bugger Bumps. Let's continue.
And what about the technical people? They come.
Wait, what those guys marching? What kind of thing is this here going on? What these guys, look, what these guys marching about? Take a look, guys, come. Only God knows what these guys marching about.
Next contract. No contractor here from housing as yet. Ramcall Construction.
No, we passed it. I don't know about you guys, but I'm not
Superior
sleeping.
General Contracting.
I'm not sleeping tonight. I don't know about you guys.
Next contract. No contractor here from housing as yet. Ramcall Construction. Excel. JS.
Excel. Excel get up there with passion.
M&P Investment. Superior General Contracting. Or no? Is this the response?
There are instances where contractors don't come. I had that experience recently when I had a meeting with the Ministerial.
Look, them soldier, them policeman. Look, they're marching. Look. Okay, here's what probably going on. That's at State House, guys, and those guys, they're changing at the guards. So it's probably approaching 6 o'clock, so they're changing. So they had to march. So they're forgiven. But take a look at Indar's face. Look, that's his name, right? Indar. Take a look at his face, guys. Oh gosh, look at Ashley. Ashley has never felt so humiliated. Look, it's good for all of them, if you ask me. Good for them. Good for them.
Generally, they turn up for this.
When last you went to meeting to the Ministry of Finance on projects? I tested it right here, you know. When last you went? You can't remember? And this is a monthly meeting. This is a monthly meeting and you can't remember. I'm just, I am not here to play this morning. Superior General Contracting. Next contract. No contractor here from housing as yet.
And housing is one of the most corrupt ministries, you know. Y'all know why y'all not going to see the contractors them there, right? Y'all know why.
Ramcall Construction. Excel.
Who's this guy? Contractor? Excel. Excel. Y'all know Excel? Oh, yeah? Take a look at Irfan when he said Excel. I bet he's not going to embarrass Excel or anybody. Well, not this group. He's not going to embarrass Excel.
M&P Investment.
Notice he hasn't embarrassed Excel, you know, and you see, I don't like to listen when I talk.
Talbot.
Susan. Kit Nascimento, son, Susan.
F&B Project Management. M&P Investment. Guyana Inc.
You know the who, right?
Calco.
Who's this guy, man? It's not Kush.
Calico.
Calico. Y'all know Calico?
Pacific Development.
Pacific Development. Y'all know him? Contractor.
Anybody here? Next one missing. Aztec. Aramco. Dundas. Builder Supplies. Forest.
4S.
So why didn't they want the list? Why didn't tell the ministry? QA. Cedar. But you know, this is not your full list. Hello. This is not your full list. Marlon, you know me long as minister. You think you can bluff me?
Oh, those guys. Sorry about that, guys. Tonight I didn't expect the show to go this route, but something isn't adding up here, guys. Something isn't adding up. And this is why you've got to next elections make the right choice and vote the PPP out of office.
Yeah, my name is Jasmine Caldata Francis Vietnam, and since 1965 I become a voter, and I always place my X next to the cup. And what they are doing today, I can't take it. So I have no more vote to give to PPP anymore. I'm not going to vote anymore no more. If they have to lose by one vote, they're losing it by data.
If they have to lose by one vote, they're losing it by data. Follow anti-data, guys. Vote against the PPP.
I can prove a point to you. Jeffries is here. He is 4 months behind many of your GWI project. I'm telling you, he is 4 months behind many of your GWI project.
So if Jeffries is there and he's 4 months behind many of GWI project, and Irfan Ali claims to know, then why didn't he call Sheikh Baksh in? Corruption again.
I'm asking you, agreed? Why you can't speak ahead? GWI is GWI, you came here as ahead. I'm telling you, he is more than 4 months ahead. Kisoon, next one. I visit the communities. That's why I can tell you. So who representing the hinterland? Yes, look at you again. It's you again. This is a reflection on your performance. We got 2 ministers in this ministry. It's you again. Because I can tell you, Kisoon, Jeffries, the other company, what's the other one name? The hinterland one, are all 4 months behind. Morris Jeffrey, I just said Jeffrey. You don't know this, call it Chandramotu. You don't know this, minister, you accept this list, you know. I told y'all to get the correct list. You, the ministers, accepted this list. The ministers accepted this list. Ministry of Public Works. Minister.
Jill.
Yes.
Stand.
Engineers. Kira's Engineering. International Import and Exports. Arbasu. Yadram and Sons. Breckenridge Construction. Yes. Were they invited? So where are they? Serotorium. Next one, not Bishop. This is your problem. You're in there. So you have no representative in Georgetown. That's what you're telling me? That's what he said. That's what you're telling me? Who are you, the engineer for the project? Oh, so you see the need to defend him. This man don't collect money from the office and from the ministry. When you get paid, you have a...
Guys, this is enough. Enough. Seriously. I don't know about you guys, but that's enough. I've had enough. I've had enough. I should have gone and taken a haircut and finished a dance, but I came right here tonight thinking that we're going to have not this sort of fun, but this is embarrassing, guys. Guess what? Mike Pompeo was in Guyana. Mike Pompeo was in Guyana just days after Trump said he's not going to have a cabinet position. What was the purpose of Mike Pompeo's visit to Guyana? What was the purpose of Mike Pompeo's visit to Guyana? Is it so much a secret? Does he have a business interest? Is it politics? Obviously, it's not politics. It's not politics. He doesn't hold any position. He's not going to be given any cabinet position. Is it a deal? Is he now a consultant for the PPP regime? Is he a consultant for Exxon? What exactly is the purpose of this visit? Guyana is not a private property that belongs to the PPP regime that people could hop in and out, do as they like, and whatever. So some questions need to be answered. This is not a secret deal that you're giving away Guyana and you're cutting deals with people and so forth. Something has to be answered. They need answers to these questions. You know, I don't know. I don't know what's happening in that country. Guess who's going to Guyana next week? India's Prime Minister, Modi, will be going to Guyana. I wondered if he will take the time out to meet with members of civil society and even members of the opposition. Is he going to be meeting with members of the opposition? Of course, they're going to have a red carpet treatment. They're going to have flags. They're going to have his posters. They're going to have billboards, all manner of things to welcome the Prime Minister of India. You know, just like when Mike Pompeo went to Guyana, they had billboards of Mike Pompeo as though Mike was some sort of god hopping into Guyana. And so they wanted to welcome him in such a way that they don't even welcome their own Guyanese people. When I walked out of Camp Street, they never welcomed me like that. They never welcome most of you, all of you, when you're going back to the airport. They don't mention. They do nothing to honor you as Guyanese. But every time people go to Guyana, they always welcome them, give them the red carpet. Instead of they give the Haitian red carpet, they give them handcuffs and lockups. Instead of they give the Nigerians and the Ghanaians and so forth the red carpet, they give them handcuffs. Modi come to Guyana and they give him red carpet. Mike Pompeo go to Guyana and they give him billboard and all sort of things. I can basically ask this very good question to Modi. Kya hua, bhai? Kya hua? Are we that strange to Guyana that we are not giving the sort of respect and dignity shown to others? Don't we deserve that? Well, anyways, we're glad that Modi is going to Guyana, but I hope he meets with members of the opposition. I know in his own country he doesn't meet with the, the other party that is run by Rahul Gandhi. Is it Rahul Gandhi, Rajiv Gandhi's son? and he is the grandson of Indira Gandhi. Rahul Gandhi is now the leader, opposition leader. He's the leader of the Congress party. They don't meet with their opposition people in India. So why do I waste my time in thinking that they're going to meet with the opposition? I hope they do, but just watch for the billboards, watch for the Indian flags all across Georgetown, all across from the airport. Just watch it. I never lied to you. I would never lie to you. Balram doesn't lie. Before we go, though, good night to all of you. It's still straight up, right? I'm wondering where I get the energy from, right? Where I get the energy from. Local government minister slams city over tax concession to one communication. One communication is GT&T. These Pakus is slamming City Hall for giving concession to GT&T. Now one communication. But you're not going to slam, and this is the same minister, sit down there sat there, not a word, vex. She ain't her mouth. She couldn't open her mouth and said nothing. But now look, she's lecturing those guys at City Hall. But City Hall and all, like they're upon stupidness. 25% concession they granted, one communication. One communication they give concession to, right? One communication. But ask them to give concession to ordinary folks with their rates and taxes from Tiger Bay, from Albaistown, from Sophia, and so forth. They may not do it. Why not grant those people amnesty? But you're giving the big companies the big shots, and those connected to PPP regime, you're giving them concessions. But this minister should rest herself. She couldn't say anything when Irfan was embarrassing them just a moment ago. Well, in that video, she couldn't say a word. She was puffing. She was blowing. She was vexed. But now all this mouth. But these are the same people. Remember, the PPP gave out concessions, 10 years concession to Qatari hotel people and all sorts of things. Billions of dollars in concessions. But they're crying and complaining at City Hall. And this is the same corrupt PPP regime. They do not pay their bills. They do not pay their bills. They owe City Hall hundreds of millions of dollars. They do not pay their bills. Why do you think Georgetown looking the way it looks now? They're going to find a way now because Moody is coming to Guyana and they're going to clean up the city because it's going to cost hundreds of millions of dollars. Watch the ride. And watch the shakeup with some of the permanent secretaries. Watch the ride. What happened today at 8:30 in Guyana with that so-called that circus? Watch in the next couple of days what's going to happen to some of those ministers and their permanent secretaries. Just keep an eye on that. But we've got to go though, right? Sad news. Mother of 4 children believed to have perished in number 64 village fire. Perished. Look at that woman and look at her beautiful children. Condolences to the entire family. Condolences. So sad. You've got to pray for Guyana, guys. You've got to pray for Guyana. I'm out of here. I'll be back tomorrow, same place, same time, right here on 107.1 FM. We're all fed up, guys. Fed up of the PPP. Fed up of the disrespect. Fed up of the dictatorship. Fed up of the nonsense. Fed up of the comedy. We're just fed up. God bless you all.
I can't take it no more. I can't take it no more. Can't take it no more. Imagine 18 hours of blackout and you're telling people progress. Cost of living gone up 100%. Get your give public servant less. Mr. President, listen to the people. Search your soul and you will confess. I want you try surviving on the public base. Then you're gonna know but stress. Cause I done fed up. You done fed up. He done fed up. She done fed up. We done fed up. The people fed up. You're hiding corruption inside the cup. Look how evil set up. The people fed up. They don't drive no fear with the citizens. They may want the people speak out. Freedom of speech done, guys. shake your hand, there's nothing to smile about. Corruption inside every sector, but when it comes to them, they send you. Try investigate efficiency, right? Go talk to Baratans too, cause I done fed up. You done fed up, he done fed up, she done fed up, we done fed up, the people fed up.
In all the regions and everything, don't make me fat. Where is the PS? Where is the PS? At the gate. He's at the gate because he came after 5:30.
Look, check it. 2 more things. See that? Look, she running with the food. She running with it. She running, yeah. Yeah, good. Sanzarini should have never do that, you know. Why you say that?
Because I gotta write y'all up. Because listen, the whole thing is that, right?
You're my video, right?
No, yeah, I know. The president is welcoming to anybody, right?
Yeah.
Listen, I.
So we no want them, the girl them, we can't use them, the girl them, make we reject them, the girl them, go make we run them, cause they them, I love to run down when you call them, they want me can't settle down, you call them, everywhere you go, you see them, you know them, and I got some fight, them that's not right, you know them walking off the arms, come on, as a young girl, I grow up in your era, you know to make yourself get too regular, cause every man we come find them finger. About them know everything about Sandra. The two Sandra have a dirty character. And then they think they no right, no my sister. Fighting about now, and not about later. And then they long running you say man I'm gonna suffer. Full time for you stop acting, me say so childish.
There and fabricate that. Unless you say who the person is, I can't comment on anonymous people.
Okay, well, let's talk about specific individuals. What is your relationship with Mr. Su Jurong?
So my relationship? Nothing. He's a tenant in my...
Today, I'd like to talk about the harm and disastrous impact the current Vice President of Guyana, Bharat Jagdeo, has brought upon the people of Guyana. Everything he has done has been for his own benefit, never thinking about the well-being of the people or taking any action to improve their lives. Instead of helping the common people live a decent life, he has abused his power from 1999 to 2024 to embezzle at least billions of dollars of public funds, possibly even more. The ordinary people have suffered from unfair treatment and a disastrous quality of life because of him. He's a truly corrupt and evil person, using his special status to commit countless harmful acts against Guyana, all for his own gain. He even has a massive fortune in China, worth billions of dollars, all taken from the people's wealth. Today, I hope everyone becomes aware of his corruption. Let's come together, unite, and help the people of Guyana start a new chapter for a better future.